As always, please excuse the lighting in this video because Mother Nature never wants me to film a proper video with constant lighting. I don't even know the word. What's up, guys? My name is Jasmine. Welcome back to Sonderistic. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm pressed. I finally was able to, by the way, there's no script and I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you what's going on and then we're gonna get into this. I only have like 30 minutes before I have to leave. So we finally put up my bookshelves that extend past like the one that I have right now so that I could add all of my books that have been piling up on the floor, which apparently I had a lot. I counted, I had like 32 books that I have accumulated since I think over a year. About a year, I've accumulated 32 books. I think that's pretty good, you know? Probably not. It just showed me that's the reason why I never have any money. Unfortunately, only half of those books could fit on my bookcase. So the other half are still having to be on the floor. Meanwhile, I have to brainstorm and figure out how I'm going to extend my bookcase some more because I ran out of room on this side of the wall, so I have to put it on that side of the wall now. But I have to go to Home Depot and get the plank of wood and then cut it myself, and then I gotta ask my aunt to come in and install the brackets, but first I gotta stain the... It's just a big mess. I just want to tell you about the books that I've had for a while now, so we're just gonna talk about this now, okay? Cool. First book, Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. He's like my favorite author of all time, to be honest. I just love his writing style so much, and this is actually one of my favorite books of all time. And I've never had it. I like read this for the first time junior year, and that was like 5 years ago, about 5 years ago. And until last year, I finally got the book. So now I have it in my collection, and I can reread it anytime that I want to. Next we have Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I hope I said that right. He's really cool. He has like a blog and he talks to a lot of his fans on his Tumblr and stuff. Anyways, I really like this movie. When this movie came out, I think I was like 13, 14. Yeah, no, I didn't sleep for a couple days after I saw that movie when I was 13. But now that I'm older, I love this movie so much, and so I decided to read the book. And the book was really good. I read it in like 2 days. I probably could have finished it in 1 day. It's really short. I just really like how it's like a bedtime story kind of a book, like how it's written and styled, and I'm pretty sure that's how he came up with the idea. He wanted to tell a story to his daughter when she was growing up, and she was into like really scary, weird, creepy things. So this is great. I highly recommend this actually. Next we have 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. I haven't read this one yet, but it was on bookoutlet.com. That's where I got a lot of my books this last year. This was like $3, $4. I'm like, where can you find $3, $4 for a book online? So I got it, and it's one of these copies where it has this line on it, which means like it's like not good enough to be sold at like Barnes and Nobles and stuff. As you can tell, there's like they got messed up with the cutting. I don't know. I read the back. It looked really interesting, so I bought it. It might have been an impulse buy. I may not ever read this. I hope I get to this eventually. And it just looks really cool. It talks about parallel universes, and there's a romance in here, I think. So, sold me. Next we have Grimm's Fairy Tales. This is a Barnes & Noble's classics book at the time, and I think they still have this going on now at Barnes & Noble's. They have all these different classic pieces of literature throughout time, and they're $5. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm getting this big old book for $5. It's 514 pages long of just like fairy tales, and I love fantasy fairy tale kind of things. So this is going to be the original, and eventually I will get to this. Next we have My Lady Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. 3 authors wrote this. It's like a comedic historical retelling, historical fiction, I guess. And it sounded really funny, and I saw that a lot of people really enjoyed their writing style, and I think it's really interesting that there's 3 authors, so I'm interested to see how all 3 of them were able to write together. I think this is next on my TBR, I think. On top of my pile of books here, I had a pile of TBR, and I dispersed them, so now I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh well. Next we have Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. Actually, I have a book talk about this. If it's not up yet, it's gonna be the video after this probably. I really enjoyed this book. I haven't read a lot of adult fiction, but it was great. I liked the storyline, I liked the characters. Like, it just, like, there was so much richness in here that it didn't feel real. I've never, you know, had to experience anything, I've never been forced to experience the riches in life. I hate myself. Anyways, I'll talk more about this in my book talk. If I have it posted already, I will link it somewhere up here, or it'll be down in the description. Next, I have Illuminati by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I read this book over the summer, and it messed with my head. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I haven't read a lot of YA science fiction, but it encouraged me to look more into that. So I'm definitely going to be reading a lot more. I'm not sure if I want to continue on and get the second book, Gemini, but I know the third book's coming out soon as well. It was a really interesting... Oh, the lighting. It looks like it's gonna rain. Anyways, I enjoyed how it was written, how it's not a conventional book, and that's all I'm gonna say for now. If you want me to make like a book talk video about this or something like that, like, let me know, because I totally will. Even though I read it a long time ago, it's still fresh in my mind, the things that like I really liked about it and the things that I didn't like about it. So yeah, just let me know. Next we have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I haven't read this one yet, but I think this was also another book outlet book, so it was like $3-4, so impulse buy once again. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but I do remember when I bought this, I had seen the sequel, or maybe like the third book in the series. It was out in Barnes & Nobles, and that piqued my interest, so I want to get to the first book so that I could read this and then eventually move on through the series if I like it. Next I have this big ol' book, which first off, this is like a beautiful looking, like this jacket cover is gorgeous. Gorgeous, okay? The Explorers Guild, Volume 1. I don't even know there was more. Honestly, like, I'm reading this for the first time right now. There's Volume 1. This was an impulse buy at Barnes & Noble. I know for a fact. I had no idea what this is about, but I was like, this looks gorgeous. I'm gonna get it. I don't know if this is adult fiction. I don't know. Ooh! I still have the receipt in here, like that, and it's like faded. When did I get this? I got this January 22nd, 2016. And I still haven't read it yet. Okay, hold on. What does it look like? We're gonna do an unboxing kind of a thing. Ooh! Oh my god! Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is so nice. This is like a nice, like hard back. Like hard cover. Like it just feels really sturdy, and it is a giant book. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Are you kidding me right now? And these pages. Oh, that's why I bought it. I remember now. Okay, going through here. First off, these pages look like, they look old on purpose, which I love. But then there's also like comics in between, which I thought that was so cool at the time. So I was like, I have to get this. I still have no idea what this is about, but this is beautiful. Okay, this is going on my TBR for sure. Wow, this is beautiful. Okay. Who is this by? The Explorers Guild by John Baird and Kevin Costner, illustrated by Rick Ross. Hey, what's up, Rick Ross? Next we have Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is supposed to take place or be a storyline that was published at least before Six of Crows and the Crooked Kingdom duology. So I bought this after I bought Six of Crows because I figured I should brush up on my terminology into this world about Grisha. Yes, the magical elite team thingy, which I thought was like really cool in Six of Crows. So yeah, so I bought this one. I haven't read it yet because I haven't finished Six of Crows, which we're talking next. Actually, we're gonna leeway into that. Here's my copy of Six of Crows. I lost the book jacket, but like I love it without the book jacket. Like everything about this is just beauty at its finest. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. The time when I started reading this book, it was bad because I had to put it down for a while and pick it up and put it down, and I wasn't able to remember a lot of the terminology and the things that happened in this world, and I have to keep up with that. So I feel like this is one of those books where I have to read it all consecutively, like on a daily basis, so that I'm able to keep up with what's going on and not be confused. And I felt like I was almost halfway through this, and it got to the point where I was just still really confused with what was going on. So I had to stop this, and I'm sure once I finish it, this is going to be like one of my favorite books. But once I find time, this will be back on my TBR but it's still so beautiful to look at. Next I have Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. The thing with this book is I also read this junior year of high school is when I took American literature. And I hated that class because I hated the teacher. So because of the teacher, I didn't focus on my homework as much as I should have, but I wasn't fully reading it, and I felt like I could have been more interested in it if I tried. And the time that I read Great Gatsby, which was in the same class, that was a time where I still had respect for my teacher. Ooh. Yeah, I did not like that teacher at all. Anyways, so I bought this because I want to give it another shot. It's a classic piece of science fiction, and I really want to get more into classic science fiction, so I'm definitely excited to give this a shot again. Next I have My Name is Memory by Anne Brashares. I think it's Brashares. She is the author that did The Sisterhood of a Traveling Pants. My friend Natasha recommended this book to me. It's about someone's subconscious or whatever coming back up and realizing that like they're a reincarnated person at different points of history and trying to find this one girl that he's loved all these different lifetimes, which that by itself just sounds amazing. It sounds like something I'm really into. The problem is her writing style for me. It seemed really teenager-like, as if she was trying to appeal to that kind of an age group, but we're talking like 14, 15, 16. There were some parts where, to be honest, like to me as a reader, it felt like talking down, like really explaining stuff too much or too simplistically. I didn't get very far in here because that writing style kind of annoyed me a bit, but it wasn't interesting, so maybe later on I'll try this again. I think I'm also going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading right now, because like, why not? I have time. So the last book here is The Divine Comedy by Dante. Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. I read Inferno in my last class in community college, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading that book. The way he described this like world, basically. He made hell into a literally a multi-layered world, and included so many people that were prominent in history at that time and at the past and everything. And the creativity of this guy that lived like in the 1500s or something like that. And it was beautiful, and my professor, when he was actually in college, he had taken a course just on Dante's work, just on the Divine Comedies, and they had to read it in the original Italian, and he spoke not a lick of Italian, so he had to learn how to read Italian in order to understand it, and he said it was one of his favorite pieces of literature of all time. So, and that was a professor I really respected. I miss that professor. He was great. So he said also that the other two are even better than Inferno. So I knew I had to get it, and I got it in a version where first off, it's a bargain price for $7.98. Then it was 50% off the $7.98, which I thought it was 50% off whatever it was originally, so that it was $7.98, but no. Then members save an extra 10%. So I got this 60% off from $7.98. So I got this for like $3. Now that I'm talking about it again and I'm remembering that class and everything, like I really enjoyed reading Inferno, so I'm gonna read the other ones eventually. And then just because I can talk about it, because I have time to, we're going to talk about what I'm currently reading, what's on my nightstand. I have 3 books right now. The first one is being Chronicles of Narnia, The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis. I got this in a book set from Book Outlet. Please sponsor me. I buy so much stuff from Book Outlet you don't even know. So I'm currently reading this one because I want to get through all of the Chronicles of Narnia. I already finished Magician's Nephew. I breezed through The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and so now I'm on The Horse and His Boy, and this is a completely different storyline than the Heaven Sea Children. New characters, new place and everything. It's expanding on the world that Narnia takes place in. Then we have the one that I've been focusing on reading because I've been really wanting to get into adult fiction, and that's Never Let Me Go. I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm not going to butcher your name because you don't deserve to have your name butchered. This is a beautiful piece of literature, to be honest. It's interesting and it's beautifully written, and I like how personal he writes, and I understand now why he has so many awards and prizes. So this has been the book that I've been reading before I go to bed so that I can like unwind and just relax. And it's like, it's a nice relaxing book as someone's retelling these parts of their life and their unconventional life, to be honest. And then the last book, All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. Maggie Stiefvater is one of those automatic buy authors for me. I have bought pretty much every single book. I think I have every single book besides her first series that she came out with, but I have every single one of her books because I love her so much. And so I'm reading this one. It's not grabbing me as quickly as The Raven Boys, the first book in that series, did, but I'm still going through and I still appreciate her writing more than ever. This whole new world and storyline and characters and everything, and having to get into them, but she's introducing them in a really creative way, so it's just a really creative read. All of these, I've finished like 1/3 of the book so far. So I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I just switch them around for whenever I want to read that kind of a book. I got my classic piece of literature with Chronicles of Narnia. I got adult fiction with Never Let Me Go, and then I have some YA, some good old-fashioned YA that I'm obsessed with Maggie Stiefvater. And yeah, that's just what I rotate depending on my mood when I'm trying to go to sleep. Okay, I think that's it. That's all the books that can't fit on the bookshelf right now, and the books that I'm currently reading. I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's gonna be a pile right next to my mirror again, so I don't know. But if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you watching me ramble for the last 20 or so minutes. I don't know how long this is gonna be. If you like these kinds of videos, if you would like for me to talk more about books, if you like for me to make a book talk about Illuminati or any of the other books that I've written that I haven't have up on my channel yet, let me know, please, because I would love to rant about books, as you can tell. That's the end of this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.